We are living in extremely exciting times, and we are the fortunate beneficiaries of several decades of massive advances in science and technology. But there are several billion people in the world who are less fortunate than us, who have yet to feel the impact of science and technology. And Science for Humanity's challenge is to be able to translate the innovations that we see into practical solutions that will impact the lives and the livelihoods of billions of people. Now, that is, of course, a crazy idea, as Susan pointed out, but, and we certainly don't claim to have the solutions. But we do understand some of the problems, and the problems are very complex because, of course, as was pointed out, we have political challenges, economic challenges, social challenges, cultural challenges, environmental issues that have to be addressed. And it's not enough just to have a great scientific idea. You have to be able to deliver that. And that process is a complex process that involves good design, good production, good delivery, and good maintenance to ensure that you have a sustainable solution. So how do you tie all of that together to be able to try to realize the ideas that Susan has outlined? Well, of course, to start with, you need an integrated approach. You have to be able to tie together scientists and NGOs with the local community partners, international development agencies, and local social enterprises. I myself am an entrepreneur. I understand what is involved with taking an idea through to fruition. And I don't know if there are any other entrepreneurs in the audience, just one. It's a great challenge. It's not enough to have an idea. In fact, yesterday I had a card that came through. Has anybody heard of a company called moonpig.com? Okay, there's a few out. It's an online printing solution that you can go onto the website and you can put your names and details in, and you get a card sent for you. So you never have to actually go out and buy a card and go and buy a stamp and write it all out. It's all done for you. This has been one of the most successful online enterprises over the last few years in this country. And in fact, it was my idea. I was with a guy from Cranfield, and we were out walking, and he was doing his finals at Cranfield, and we were throwing around ideas. I'd been working in the web for a while, and I said, you know what you need is something to put through a letterbox that's isn't going to involve somebody having to knock on a door and anything heavy to deliver. What better than a card? Now, the problem is, I gave him that idea, and I have absolutely no stake in that business whatsoever, other than being able to have the pride of having an idea that turned into something. So it's not enough to have an idea. You've got to be able to manage the whole process to ensure that you've got some sort of sustainability. And so what we're looking to build is a collaborative network, bringing together different skills and different expertises across the whole of the scientific mix and community. And we want to be able to attract scientists from both the developed world and developing nations. We want to get scientists who are students and retired scientists. We want scientists across the whole spectrum of science to join us, to be able to address some of the challenges that we see faced. Now, how are we going to do this? Because if this had been an idea that had come around 20 years ago, I would say not only was it a crazy idea, but it's utterly impossible. But of course, we now live in a world where we have the ability to be able to communicate with people instantly across the planet. And we have new methods of working and new ways of collaborating in what's known as open collaboration methods. If you take a look at projects such as Linux, are there any computer scientists in the room? Okay, the Linux project is one that's been created as a result of developers who've come together to share their code and bring together one operating system that is now one of the staple operating systems used in enterprises. Or we look at Wikipedia. I'm sure everybody's heard of Wikipedia, and some people may have even contributed towards it. It's becoming the single most significant source of information on the planet and a great place to go to research pretty much everything. But these are collaborative networks coming together, being able to tap into the wisdom of a wide variety of people. And what we are looking to do is to try to create this network, bring in members to allow us to be able to put out challenges that could be challenges such as why are my leaves dying, put out the challenges to the network, and then let the network itself self-select those challenges that it looks to respond to. Does anybody think there's half a chance that this might work? Okay, so what I'm hoping is today that some of you will join us and actually get involved with our cause. The first thing that you will be able to achieve from that is to join us in making a voice for science for development. I think that's an important thing. We need to get people thinking that science is an important part of development. Secondly, you all have networks. We want to be able to extend into those networks. So you might not know the answer, but one of your colleagues may have solutions. And of course, by getting involved, you have the very real chance of being able to get involved and make a difference, make a practical difference. I live by some simple philosophies. One of those philosophies is that I want to leave this planet just a little bit better than it was when I arrived. And I think that science has some of the answers to be able to achieve that. But I think and I believe that all of us have a basic need to want to contribute. We want to be able to give something back. We are the beneficiaries of a very advanced civilization, and we want to be able to contribute. But often we don't know where or how we can leverage our time to be able to do something effective. If these ideas have resonated with you today, then I would urge you to be able to join us. We have a number of computers outside to be able to take your details, or go to our website and fill in the form and let us know that you're interested. If I could ask the people that are involved just to stand up and turn around so that you know who to talk to. Philip, Susan, obviously you met, but there are some others. Alex at the back, who is absolutely critical at holding it all together. Andrew and Simon. Simon is the CEO of Practical Action, and Andrew from McKinsey's. Thanks. So with that, I'd just like to thank you very much for your time.